Hello YouTube and welcome to Paladin Plays City of Heroes, the only show on YouTube where Paladin plays City of Heroes. Since last episode I introduced you to my father-in-law, Wu Fang Chu, today I'm going to introduce you to my sister-in-law, Sakura Gozen. She's the daughter of the famous Japanese swordsman Kondo Isami and the mermaid Rika. She was adopted by Wu Fang Chu after her real father died and her mother had to return to the sea. Her grandfather is the famous dragon Ryujin who rules the Sea of Japan.
You forgot to mention my show.
Oh, right! Sakura is the main character of the show Sakura Gozen, which is on this channel. She's voiced by her creator, Anais HK, who has her own YouTube channel.
Link in the description.
Well, Sakura, how do you like the way I made you in the game?
It's not bad, but I think the shirt under the breastplate would look better if it were black.
I can fix that.
And instead of those gloves, I should have the pink bracelets that I wear in the cartoon.
Hey, that gives me a great idea for this episode.
The costume creator?
Exactly!
Let's do it!
Okay, I'm here in Atlas Park now, and I'm going to change her appearance right here by talking to Miss Liberty. Miss Liberty is the first instructor you'll meet when you enter the game, and in addition to training you to new levels, she can let you customize your appearance. So after you click on her, you pick which costume you want to modify. All of her current costumes look the same because I haven't modified any of them yet, and these slots down here haven't been unlocked yet. But as you can see, you start out with 6 different costume slots, and since you can earn more in the game, you can give each character a lot of different costumes. So I promised Sakura I would turn the shirt black, so we'll do that first. Okay, then those gloves have got to go. Let's see, instead of the samurai gloves, I'm going to give her wristbands like she has in the cartoon, because I didn't actually design this character, Anais did, so I wanted to look the way she wants the character to look. Let's see, here we go. These are wristbands, but I think I like these dragon bracers better. Let's see. That looks good. Yeah, it's got that cute little design on it that you have to look at real close to see it. There's also a cloud bracer which extends down onto her hand. Yeah, I'll give her the cloud. That looks cute. Now, Sakura's boots don't quite look right either, but I've looked through the boots they have available, and really none of those look like what I wanted hers to look like. But I'll let you see what kind of boots they've got, because they have a wide variety of them, including some peg leg things. You can change the type of feet she has. See, these are zombie feet. You can have plants growing out of her feet if you want to make some kind of plant creature. Here's some neat little Roman sandals, big long boots, clawed feet, fish monster boots. Anyway, there's a wide variety, but they don't have anything that quite looks like what she wears, so we're just gonna keep them the way they are. Let's see. You can, oh, I almost forgot to show you. You can also modify the weapon that you have. Now, the weapons that you have available are usually determined by which power set you've taken, and she has the staff fighting power set. But there are several different types of staffs you can take. This bladed one is the one that we call a naginata, and that's what Sakura uses in the cartoon, so that's what she's got in the game. But you can also make it a wide variety of other interesting staffs and pole arms. Other characters in the game might have weapon sets that include swords, axes, maces, and of course guns. They have handguns and rifles. But she can't pick any of those because she doesn't have the right power sets to use those. Let's see. You can also customize the colors of your powers, and with some powers you can customize the animations also. I've got all of her powers set to be pink because she uses flower power. That's why you see these petals raining down all around her. That's an aura that I picked. Oh yeah, go back. You can pick all kinds of different auras. This one's actually called leaves, but I turned them pink to make them flower petals. Let's see, you could have fireworks around her. Of course, those look kind of goofy since they're all pink, but you know, you could change the color if you wanted to. Let's see. But I'm just doing that to show you that I can. I really want to go back to her flowers because that's what she's supposed to have. Let's see. Now, these are pool and epic powers. You don't start out with those, so you can't modify them at first. They'll be grayed out, just like this incarnate thing here that Sakura doesn't have yet. But she has hasten. That's her only pool power at the moment, and we've got it turned pink. When she activates that, this light flashes around her for a second, and then she's a lot faster for a while. Let's see. These inherent powers allow you to change the way your character looks on a normal basis. Like right now she has ninja stance chosen, travel powers only. If I had chosen ninja stance, she would stay in that kind of stance all the time, and that looks kind of goofy. But let's see, there's also a beast stance where you kind of squat and bounce like that all the time. And you run with your knuckles on the ground. There's a slide stance. Let's see. It's not demonstrating that. I don't know what this blitz stance does. Parkour stance, you do flips when you're going through the air. But the ninja stance does that also, but it also lets you do the Naruto run. So we're going to do ninja stance, but only when travel powers are activated. Let's see, she doesn't have any incarnate powers. So then we go to others. She has a monitor duty teleporter. It's also pink because I picked it. And also a long range teleporter. But all of those things can be modified. And of course, in addition to the level up people, I have a place in my base that she can go. And in several areas around town, there are these cute little stores called Icon, and they're costume shops. Now, this one in particular is kind of useless because it's right next to Miss Liberty, but there are some in some other parts of the city that are further away from the people you go to level up, so they're sometimes convenient if you just happen to be near them. When the game was first made, this was the only place you could go to get your costume modified, so everybody went to them. But now that you can do it at the level up people, we just don't use the costume shop anymore, not very much anyway. But if you do want to come in here just to look around or to get your costume made because you happen to be near one, you know, this is what it looks like in here. And at certain levels, they will give you a mission, and if you do those missions, that's how you unlock extra costume slots. So if 6 isn't enough for you, then go for it. Do as many as you want. Let's see. Now, of course, you're wanting to see Sakura in action. So let's take her over here and get her to kick some butt. She's pretty far from leveling up today, so she's probably not going to stay. I'm not going to keep playing long enough for her to level up, because that would just take too long and make this video too long. But let's take a look at her powers real quick. She has staff fighting and regeneration. And I already talked about the staff fighting. She uses the naginata. The regeneration is there because in the cartoon she can heal people using her magic flowers. But the healing powers that are built into the game, they're mainly, well, you have to be a defender to use them, and a defender can't use a naginata. And also, the defender healing powers are not so good for the defender himself. They're mainly for the rest of your team. So if you really want to heal yourself, especially if you play solo a lot, you want regeneration, not healing. You can still take a pool power called medicine that'll give you the ability to heal other people, and I usually have the characters that are like Sakura do that. Even though I play solo, being able to heal others can be useful when you're teamed up with non-player characters. I don't mean in escort missions, because those characters can't be hurt. But I do mean, like, in some missions, they'll team you up with an NPC who's there to help you. And sometimes, yeah, you need to keep them alive, because, you know, if they die, it can be a lot harder to succeed at the mission. Maybe even impossible. Let's see. These two gangs I'm fighting here, the hoplite guy is one of the warriors, and these other guys are all freak show. Now the freak show, they're a gang of cyberpunks. That's why they all have these cybernetic parts attached to their bodies, or replacing their limbs. The warriors, who you'll see more of around here, they're based on a movie called The Warriors, which was a 1980s movie about some street gangs in New York. The movie was very controversial when it came out, not so much because of the violence, but because of the advertising. Because one of the things they said in the commercial for the movie was they outnumber the police 100 to 1, and if they wanted to, they could take over the city. And that scared a lot of people. They were like, hey, don't give these kids any ideas. But that was actually the whole premise of the movie. There was one guy who he wanted to get all the different gangs in New York to team up together to form one giant gang that could take over the city. But he got killed right at the beginning of the movie, and the warriors were blamed for the killing. And since everyone blamed them, all the other street gangs wanted to take them out, and they had to fight their way back to their home turf, crossing the turfs of a whole bunch of other gangs, and getting past the police in order to get back home safe. And I had been told that that movie was the way it was designed, not so much the premise, but the way it was, the plot was constructed, was based on the Odyssey. And you can kind of see that when you watch it. So, since that movie was based on the Odyssey, in this game, the Warriors gang is based on Greek culture, which is why that one guy you saw earlier was called a hoplite. Those are the Greek warriors who were armed with shields and spears, and they fought in formation, with the ones towards the back having longer spears than the ones towards the front, so that you could have all the spears be together at the front. The ones in the back would go through the formation, and so you'd have this big, thick wall of spear points up at the front of the formation. This guy right here is called a pancratiast, and I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but they're named after a fighting style called pancratium, which was part of the Olympics originally. It's a Greco-Roman wrestling is what they call it today, and it's a combination of wrestling and boxing. And back in the old days, they used to fight wearing a cestus, which is a leather glove with powdered glass embedded in it, so that when you punched people, it would cut them. Really, really brutal sport. I'll stick with boxing or wrestling myself. Yep, the warriors are tough, but they're no match for a female samurai. And yeah, that's right, a female samurai. She inherited her title from her father, Kondo Asami. That's her natural father, not her adopted father, Wu Fangchu. And the fact that she's using a naginata might confuse some people who associate samurai more with the katana. But the katana was never actually the samurai's primary weapon. They would use the katana, but when they were on horseback, they used bows. And when they were on foot, the naginata was their favorite weapon. The katana... Basically, it got hyped up by later generations, largely because of the fact that the naginata didn't get outlawed the same way the katana did when samurai started running into conflicts in later eras when Japan was trying to modernize. So, since the katana got outlawed when they were trying to do away with the samurai, people started associating the katana very strongly with the samurai. But the naginata was also used by other non-samurai warriors, and it somehow stuck around, and people kind of forgot that the samurai used it. I mean, Japanese people didn't forget, but foreigners who were trying to learn about Japan forgot. Plus, there's the fact that most Westerners tend to love swords. We have this obsession with swords, while we tend to see pole arms as a peasant weapon. So that's the reason why we in the West fixate on the katana. Anyway, next episode, I have been given a request to do an episode about Kitty, Paladin's adopted daughter. And she's a cute little character. So you got that to look forward to. And if there are any characters that you know about from the Paladin universe that you particularly want to see, and you don't want to wait until I just happen to get around to them, you can leave a request in the comments, and I'll make sure to bump that one up to the top of my list. I'll see you next time.